So we just bought a new car. This is a 2009 Honda Civic Si. So this is our high mileage beater that we bought for fun. To be able to commute in, put some miles on, do a few upgrades too, and see how it is. So being a 2009, it's not new. This is the kind of second gen of the, well, it's 8th gen Civic, but it is the second version of it. 06 to 08 was one way, and then 09 they changed the front end a little bit on it. You can tell these years are not known for having the best paint. You can see all the crow's feet in the paint, and of course the hood's just all completely gone. Just the clear coat and paint's peeling everywhere. Same is true on the roof. It's like really bad, especially that spot there. And of course on the trunk, badges are missing. I have some of those in the glove box. The body, from actual damage standpoint, like the paint's terrible, but it's not too bad. You can see we got a little impact of some sort right there on that line. You can see we're missing the fender well. Some got ripped out. Even down here, the under portion of the fender got bent. So something happened on this side, especially with how this headlight sits compared to the fender. But there was another one I checked out that was a lot worse than this guy. Looks like it had some impact of some sort. But yeah. Interior wise though, it's actually not bad. So this has over 200,000 miles on it. But all things considered, it's actually not terrible. It's an SI, so of course it's got the 6-speed. I need to vacuum the carpets. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but the inside's not bad. It has this like center speaker here. I don't know if all Civics have that or not, or if it's just on certain models like the SI. But the speakers are blown. I mean, they still sound okay, but if you try and put any bass through them, you can tell they're definitely blown. But let's start it up, see what she sounds like. So I did drive it over here, so it's already warmed up, but starts right up, 204,000 miles. So aside from the TPMS, which is just for the tire pressure sensors not matching up. These are the stock wheels on it, but I don't know, I'm betting the battery died on those. Oh, ABBA, yes. Radio works. Cruise control works. Pretty much everything works on it. Missing some visors here. The rear view mirror is horrible. So we're gonna have to replace that. I never opened this yet, actually. So it still works. It's good to see. That would suck if it didn't. It got stuck open. So yeah. How does she drive though? That's what we gotta see. So it'll be a little tricky with the stick shift. But we'll try it out. Lower the wheel a tiny bit. There we go. This has that split dash. In person, the wheel goes in between where the speedometer is and the engine RPMs are, but on camera it doesn't look the greatest. I got the seat back too far. We can zoom this out too. This way. Tech engages right at 6,000 like it's supposed to. God bless America. Yeah, so not too shabby. Like, you know, I'm sure it's lost a little bit of power since it was new from the factory. 200K on it, but it's not too bad. Drives, you know, power-wise, feels decent, consistent with other ones. I've driven other ones with a lot less miles than this. This still seems to hold its own. I don't know if you can hear all the clunks, but the suspension's definitely toast. The shocks are anyway. So we'll have to get new shocks on it. Maybe lowering. I'm not big into slamming cars. I like shocks, you know, a shock spring setup that is actual performance related. The GR86 that I have set up pretty well from the factory. This is definitely needs to get replaced, and there's probably a lot of components, rubber bushings and stuff like that need to get replaced as well. But yeah, it is fun. I've been putting around with it the last few days, and at first I was like, it's okay, but it's definitely growing on me. I bought it for my son, who will be on this channel as well, to get his impression. So he learned to drive stick shift anyway on the GR86 and an S2000, but he said this car's way easier to drive stick shift in, or to do that. Not that the other cars were hard, but I think this clutch engages a little bit lower than the 86 does, which makes it easier. Man, can you hear all those squeaks? This thing's crazy as far as that goes. Alright, here we come. Trying to heel toe downshift all while filming and shifting at the same time. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Are we going? Are we going? It's green for us. Okay. I know it's not the greatest filming, probably not the greatest audio either, but yeah, she does all right. So we'll show more on this car, do some comparisons between this and the 86 and other cars that we've driven, and also try and show some of the things that make this car unique, why it's so loved, especially motor-wise. This has the K20 Z3, I believe it is, which is one of the better flowing heads. This and the RSX Type S from 02 to 05, is it? I feel like I got that last number wrong, but I know it's 02 to something. These are one of the better K-series, or K20s anyway, that are out there as far as head flow, more desirable to have. These little hooks in the back don't stay in place, so they swing the whole time you're driving, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, it's a fun little car. It's pretty beat up, pretty rough. It's actually even on snow tires. As you can see, the mountains in the background, they are beautiful. But this is wintertime in the Mountain West. So even though today's not bad, we got clear roads. As we get more snow, they'll be needed. So I pushed it hard on a turn or two, and it will it's not a muscle car. It's basically just a fun little commuter car. Got the six-speed manual. It is fun to row. Doesn't grind in the gears. So I think in some ways, at least mechanically, it seems like this thing's been taken care of. It probably needs some love for sure. And we'll show how to do some of that on it. But yeah, Civic Si, it's a dope car. I like it. And more to come. So I mentioned how this has over 200,000 miles on it. Let's go see what she looks like underneath the hood. If I can open it. There we go. There she is. A good K20 motor. Doesn't sound bad. Looks like the drive belt's got some wear on it. We may want to replace that. But how rare is this? It's like all stock. 200,000 miles and no one did anything to it. Not even an intake. And then you're thinking, okay, what about the exhaust? Well, you probably know this based on how it sounds, but that's the original exhaust, folks. That's it. So underneath, it's probably the original shocks, I'm sure. But it's pretty clean as far as that goes. Stock exhaust there. Got some of the plastics. Frame rails look clean. There's no indications of body damage. Doesn't look like the fender's ever been pulled off. Sometimes you can look for paint and stuff like that, but this paint looks terrible anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Bolts have never been turned on the hood. I mean, I think this thing has just been a runner, accumulating a ton of miles, but it runs good. So I'm always a little worried buying high mileage enthusiast cars. It's definitely a gamble. But I think we got a good one here. Hopefully that is the case. But yeah, it's got some Sumitomo Ice Edge. Pretty good tread on them. They are not a performance tire, that's for sure. It's got those all around. The guy threw in some regular all seasons with it as well. But yeah. Rips got it for cheap. And it's been a fun car. So more to come on what we end up doing with this thing. It is gonna be a commuter kind of for my son, but not a bad first car, if I do say so myself. A lot nicer than my my first car, which was a 72 Volkswagen Super Beetle, but I love that car for other reasons. So there you go. That thing's wrecked.